Roy Acuff, tonight on Channel 4.
He was loved and admired by all who knew him.
Roy Acuff, considered the king of country music, died early this morning from congestive heart failure. Before the Grand Ole Opry moved to Opryland, its home was the Ryman Auditorium in downtown Nashville. And when Roy Acuff wasn't at the Ryman, he was often at a nearby watering hole. Tonight, Kathy Hobbs reports on Tootsie's Orchid Lounge and the fans who knew him.
Did you hear that home somewhere from here?
During its heyday, Tootsie's was the place where country stars came every night after the lights went out at the Ryman Auditorium. It was here for more than 30 years Roy Acuff and others would come to join friends. Tootsie's owner, Robert Moore, says Acuff always had a crowd around him and was always willing to sign autographs.
Oh, he's king of Nashville. He just helped Nashville out great. And we're going to miss him while he's gone. Nashville's going to miss him. That midnight train is winding.
Today, country music still fills the room. The music may have changed, the stars and the faces are different, but the fans still come. Some of them remember the days when Roy Acuff used to sit here and listen to others perform.
Well, I think he's just down to earth. On his songs. And I think his songs was down to earth. I just like his singing. I like the attitude he had. He was neighbor to everybody. I'm so lonesome I could cry.
Those who have been around a while say Acuff was always friendly, with only kind words to say. At Tootsie's, Acuff felt like he was among family. Fans say it will be a lonelier place now that he's gone.
I could cry.
Kathy Hobbs, Channel 4 News.
Roy Acuff had been sick for weeks, but his death has hit the music community hard. Mike O'Connell takes this look back at Acuff's life and career.
Roy Acuff was such a country legend, he lived at Opryland in a house located between the Opry House and the Roy Acuff Museum. It was a long way from the hills of East Tennessee, where he was born Roy Claxton Acuff in 1903. Acuff joined a traveling medicine show in 1932, singing and playing the fiddle. His first hit, Great Speckled Bird, in 1936, brought an invitation to the Grand Ole Opry, where he became a member in 1938. He would stay 54 years, playing almost every Friday and Saturday night.
He's more like a daddy, more like a brother than he was a boss. He never was a boss.
Pete Kirby, known to Opry fans as Brother Oswald, was with Acuff for more than half a century. He met Acuff when Roy was shining shoes in a Knoxville barber shop. Kirby joined the Smoky Mountain Boys 54 years ago, playing the dobro.
Come in, Oz.
He became Roy's best friend and remembers Acuff as a great showman who never lost the joy he got performing in the old days.
It was all fun. We never thought about work. It was fun. And we couldn't hardly wait to get to the town we was going to play, to get on the stage and do our show.
From the great Atlantic Ocean to the wide Pacific shore.
Acuff's Wabash Cannonball became practically an American institution. Country music was on the rise, and largely because of Acuff. He's credited with popularizing the use of vocals in what had been an instrumental medium, and with making country known around the world.
I think he knew he was the king, and I think he wore the crown well. He was the idol of people like Hank Williams. He was the idol, I know, of George Jones. If you listen to some of George's early recordings, you can hear Roy Acuff in his singing. And he was our first big star out of Nashville.
Now jerky back.
He was a king presidents were comfortable with. Richard Nixon was on hand for the opening of the new Opry House in 1974.
I'll stay here and try to learn how to use the yo-yo. You'll go up and be president.
In 1948, Acuff had had a taste of politics himself, running for governor of Tennessee. He lost. but he was successful in business. With Fred Rose, he founded the first music publishing company in Nashville. It became one of the largest in the music industry.
With these pins and
When they call him the king, that's the right title for him. He was the greatest man. When I came here, I lived in his home. He took me in his home till I could get established.
At 10 a.m., Acuff was buried in a private ceremony at Nashville's Spring Hill Cemetery. It was attended by just 20 friends and family members. Acuff had always said he did not want a big funeral. This afternoon, a few fans stopped by his grave.
I firmly believe that the Opry will never be the same. It won't. I mean, there'll still be country music, you know, but every Saturday night, there was Roy Acuff. He's not there no more.
rush of the engineer that locomotive squall. You're traveling through the jungles on the Wabash Cannonball.
Mike O'Connell, Channel 4 News.
Stay with us. Our tribute to Roy Acuff continues in a few minutes with his description of how he wanted to be remembered.
Everyday life. But they attracted statement that he and First Lady Barbara Bush marveled at Acuff's talent. Said the president, even more, we cherished his kindness, modesty, love of life, and loyalty to friends.
Even in the later years of his life, Roy Acuff didn't shy away from interviews. In a candid talk with Dan Miller in the early 80s, Acuff touched on everything from his fear of cats to how he wanted to be remembered. Sarah Schulte takes a look back.
I'm not a king. I'm just Roy Acuff, one of the boys that tries to work on the Grand Ole Opry.
Only Roy Acuff doubted he deserved the title that will stick with him forever. In this 1980 interview, Acuff takes a look back at his life, career, and a few things fans might be surprised to know about the king of country music. Like a cat phobia, a fear he's carried with him since he was a boy, after a cat jumped on his mother.
I can see her now, trying to pull that little old cat away from her, and the cat give one of them little, yeah. It just scared me.
That's about all Acuff was scared of. Matter of fact, as a kid, Acuff admits he was a bully.
I had trouble with the police in Knoxville. I fought them and they fought me, but at the end they conquered. But
Acuff straightened up for good after his first invitation to the Grand Ole Opry in 1936, a place that he said changed over the years.
It's not as friendly at the Grand Ole Opry as it was when I came here. Everybody loved each other, and we all went out and had a big time together.
Would you make welcome, please?
Minnie Pearl was one of Acuff's closest friends on and off stage. Because of poor health, Pearl was unable to share her memories of Acuff today. In the old days, Acuff said Pearl was part of a whole group that always went out after a Saturday night show. It was the family-like atmosphere that kept Acuff at the Opry.
I could have gone, when I was in Hollywood making pictures, they tried to get me to stay and make it. They wanted to make a Western star out of me.
Politics was calling for Acuff as well. Besides his unsuccessful run for governor, Acuff is convinced he could have made it even higher.
That if I'd have wanted to back at that time, I could have possibly put my name on the presidential ticket because I was popular. I don't mean this as a way, but I was as popular as any of them's ever been in country music.
Popular, honest, and sincere, that's what Acuff hoped his country music fans will remember.
I want people to just remember me in a kind way, that's it. I want to leave a good name, and I'll be happy.
She's the combination on the Wabash Cannonball.
Sarah Schulte, Channel 4 News.
Definitely an American original.
And one Nashville will never forget.
That's the scene at 10. Thank you for being with us.